What's going on, everybody? My name is Founder of Dancy, founder of Dancy with Money, and today I have the great opportunity to work with Inside Out Branding in order to bring you all a video on fiscal responsibility. But before we jump into that topic, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of background on what Dancy with Money offers. So Dancy with Money is a platform for all things personal finance. So the first piece that we offer is articles on various financial topics. So that includes savings, budgeting, creating smart financial goals, and the list continues to grow every few weeks. The next piece that we offer is a safe place to ask your personal finance questions. So a lot of times some people are scared to ask their questions because they feel it's a dumb question, but I personally believe no question is a dumb question. So we created an anonymous form where you're able to go in there, fill out the question that you have, and within 24 to 48 hours, we actually come back with the answer for you. And the last piece that we offer is one-on-one personal finance coaching. So I'm not just on social media giving people tips and stuff like that, but if you feel as though you need something a little bit more than tips, I actually offer a service where we sit down, we develop a budget, come up with a game plan in order for you to achieve your short and long-term goals, because we all want to reach that peak of financial freedom. So why not ask somebody for help? So that's pretty much Dancy with Money, and let's jump right into fiscal responsibility. So for today's topic, we will be discussing money saving strategies, establishing credit, smart buying decisions, and investment opportunities. So money saving strategies. One of the first things that I believe in the individual that is considering saving, in which they should, that they should consider is establishing the type of savings goals that you want. So this could be saving for that spring break trip to Cancun with your buddies, or the holidays, whether that is going home where you live far away, or even buying gifts for your significant other, or even your emergency savings. So without establishing the goal for that particular savings, you could easily lose motivation to save. So yes, you're saving $25 a month, you're building that muscle in order to continue saving, but after some time you might realize, okay, like, why am I saving this? What's the point? Okay, and then you could easily lose motivation and you just end up stop saving. So after establishing the goal, the type of goal that you want to save for, it is really important to set the amount that you need to save for and the time frame. So when you set the amount and the time frame, you're actually holding yourself accountable. So I'm holding everybody else accountable when it comes to their finances, the people that I coach. But when you establish a goal and a time frame and amount, you're actually holding yourself accountable. So if you need $600 to go to Cancun for a spring break and you have 12 months to save, that means you need to start saving $50 a month every single month in order for you to be able to go to Cancun. And while saving, sometimes it becomes a little bit difficult to save because you get sidetracked. But I'm going to give you a couple of different ways that you can actually hold yourself accountable and continue to save. So the first tip, and it's pretty much something easy that anybody could do, is automate your savings. So whether you want to save on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, I think it's really key to automate your savings, because that's another way for you to hold yourself accountable. A lot of banks give this feature. You're able to set a reoccurring transfer to your savings account or to an online savings bank, and it just hold yourself accountable, and that that everything, whether it's the first of the month or the end of the month, that this particular transfer for your goal is actually going to happen. And the second piece that we can all utilize are, mobile apps. The age of technology, there are definitely so many apps out there that can help you save. So the first one that I wanted to discuss is called Digit, Digit. Digit is pretty much an application that you install, and you put in the goal, the time frame that you want it, and how much you actually need, and then it sets automatic transfers throughout the week, whether it's every other week or whatever, and ultimately it saves for you. So whether they save $1.50 this week and $3 next week, it's automatically saving for you in order for you to reach your goal. And the second app that I just wanted to discuss is Capital, Qapital. Pretty much every time you swipe your card, it rounds up to the nearest dollar. So if you were to go to Starbucks, you spend $4.50. It rounds it up to $5. So it takes that 50 cents and puts it into a savings account in order for you to reach your goal. So just to conclude on money saving strategies, definitely establish a type of goal that you want. Think about the amount and time frame, and automate everything, whether it's through the bank or apps like Digit and Capital. So establishing credit. I personally believe that it is somewhat easy to get credit. I believe the hard part is really maintaining your credit health. So that's why, it's really key to understand credit scores and how key it is for your financial health. So when it comes to credit scores, pretty much that gives the lender a snippet of your financial health to see if you are trustworthy enough in order for them to give you money for you to borrow. In terms of obtaining credit, I believe one of the best ways, whether you're just starting to get a credit card or your credit score wasn't the best due to some past financial decisions that you made and you're just trying to build your credit score, is to go the secured credit card route. So when it comes to secured credit cards, pretty much one of the key differences between a secured credit card and a regular credit card that a lot of people talk about is you actually have to give the money up for your credit limit. So it could be $50, $100, $150 that you put up front, and that establishes your limit. And in a lot of instances, these credit lenders will actually match what you put up in order to give you your total limit. So if you put up $150, they match $150. Your credit limit is actually $300. And after about 12 to 18 months of you utilizing that card, you will have the option to make it a unsecured credit card and you actually get your money back. So when it comes to your credit score, some of the key things that you should pay attention to is really your usage. That makes up 35% of your credit score. And one piece of advice that I usually give people is just because you have a $300 limit or even like a $10,000 limit, just because you have that limit doesn't mean you have to max out your credit card every single month. It can show creditors that, you really don't have the funds in order to make the purchases that you're making. And then since it makes up 35% of your credit score, it really has a huge impact if you're using 100% of your credit card every single month. I think the safe route, I would love to see everybody pay off their credit card every single month. I believe that's the best route to go. But if you do have to leave a balance on your credit card, a lot of financial gurus, even myself, consider 30% or less of your usage in order to be a safe route for you to use your card to carry that balance. And then the second big piece that we should all consider is your payment history, which makes up about 30% of your credit score. So payment history is key here because even one late payment to your credit card can have a huge impact to your score. So definitely set up automatic payments to your credit card every single month because, like I mentioned, even one late payment can hurt your score. And there are definitely several ways that you can, check your score, whether that is creditreports.com. But I think the easiest way here is for you to download Credit Karma. So Credit Karma is a mobile app so that you can really have your credit score at your fingertips. And that's pretty much it on credit. Smart buying decisions. We pretty much all make purchases every single day. So whether that is that online shopping you were doing at Target, the Starbucks that you need in the morning, buying a ticket in order to board the subway station, or eating lunch throughout the work week because you forgot to meal prep. The key here is really establishing between a want and a need. So I define a want as an item or experience that brings a level of satisfaction that you feel as though you can't live without. So this could be Netflix, going to the bar, or eating out. And then a need is an item or experience that is essential to your day-to-day life. So this includes your food, water, the car to get to work. And depending on who you ask, everybody's wants and needs are pretty much different. So that's why I keep the definition vague, because it really depends on the person. So Starbucks might be a want for one person, but it's a need for another person. And when you establish the differences between the wants and the needs, it allows you to prioritize. So one exercise that I would love for each of you guys to do is, every single month, just write everything down in a list of wants and needs and the order of importance that it falls in line. And when you do this, you can actually see some of the items that you really feel like you can't live without, and the items closer to the bottom of the list, you realize, okay, if I have to get item A this month, I can forego getting item B this month because it falls lower on the list of wants versus needs. And this will really help everybody when it comes to buying decisions, because it frees up money where you realize you don't really need an item because you want another item a little bit more. And just a couple questions to ask yourself when it comes to buying something is really, where does it fall on my list, and will it blow my budget for this week or that month that you're considering? So the last topic is around investment opportunities. And before I dive into this topic, I just want to place a disclaimer. Please do not invest any money that you are not willing to lose. And ultimately, this is purely for educational purposes and informational purposes. So please do your own research before investing your money. So in regards to investment opportunities, in this day and age, there are a lot of things that we as investors can take advantage of. And ultimately, you don't really need thousands on thousands of dollars in order to, make your money grow. And when I say make your money grow and work for you, pretty much this term is just saying, putting your money into some sort of vehicle that will, whether it's the stock market or real estate or startup, in order to, help your money grow at a faster rate than it would grow if it was in like a savings account earning 1.85% per year. So as investors, there are definitely a lot of things that we can take advantage of, and one being whether you're a college student or you're just getting your feet wet. There's an application called Acorns, similar to the application that I mentioned earlier called Capital, where every single transaction that you make, it rounds it up to the next dollar, and then it actually invests your money for you. So that's just one of the applications that people can utilize. I personally utilize applications such as like Betterment or Fidelity Go, where you can consider those like robo-advisors, where when you open your account, it asks you questions like, what type of goal is it? When do you need it? How much you're looking to save and invest, and pretty much it just spits out an allocation between stocks and bonds. And every single time that I make a deposit to my account, it actually invests for me in these things called ETFs, which are exchange traded funds. So you can consider exchange traded funds almost like a bucket of stocks and or bonds that are following some sort of index. So it could be like the S&P 500 or large cap stocks and things of that nature. So that's around like the stock market and bond market. Another thing that I personally do is, real estate, whether that is commercial or, residential real estate. So similar to like Betterment and Fidelity Go, I personally utilize an application called Fundrise, which pretty much same concept. I deposit my money and they pretty much do everything for me in regards to where they invest my money in commercial and or residential real estate. I get dividends, I get appreciation, and That's how I'm able to, invest in real estate. And whether you want to be hands-on or hands-off, there are definitely so many more opportunities that we can take advantage of. And if you do want to be a lot more hands-on, there are things like Robinhood or even, E-Trade. And if you've been paying attention to the news lately, a lot of these companies are actually cutting fees. So, you know, pretty much it's like the investor's market. Like, you can buy a stock of Apple and you're not paying $4.95 just to acquire that stock. So pretty much with investing, it's another way for you to make your money work for you and, ultimately grow a lot more than it being in a savings account. And just to reiterate the disclaimer, don't invest any sort of money that you are not willing to lose. And please, please, please do your own research before investing any type of money, because there are risks such as, you can lose out on the total amount of money that you invest into the market. But that pretty much is the video on how we can all be fiscally responsible. So we touched on topics such as money saving strategies, establishing credit, smart buying decisions, investment opportunities. Definitely shout out to the Inside Out branding for allowing me the opportunity to speak to you all. And again, if you have any sort of questions or need more information on personal finance, please definitely check out dancingwithmoney.com and follow me on Instagram at dancingwithmoney for you to get those tips, one-on-one coaching, or for you to ask those questions. Again, thanks again, and hope you guys enjoyed the video.